Welcome back. What you're going to see in this video today is me on a mission with my team trying to find creators jobs within companies. We're a recruiting firm. We're in Los Angeles. The company's called CreatorX. And in these videos behind the brand, you are seeing us try and fulfill that mission. We're in Los Angeles. I'm in my home office right now. And you're going to see a day in our life. What you're going to see in this video specifically, some business meetings with my internal team about how we're doing our operations and some different new business that we're trying to add in. You're going to see a meeting with a friend of mine that is also in the world of entrepreneurship, but it's a little bit more on the personal side of things. And you'll probably see a couple of external meetings with clients or possible clients that we're trying to work with. Thank you for being here. Would love for you to join and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Let's get into it.
What's up,
Nice
dude?
to see you.
Good to see you too.
So actually last time that we talked, I was telling you I have these three different things that could be, maybe even more than three, that are like, these could be bigger things, but I was doing all of them separately. So we had a conversation, Damien and I had a conversation this last year in May, where it was like, I was like, I'm like 1 foot deep on all of these different things, and I actually feel like we need to like really dive into one. And so we're only doing CreatorX now. So we're only doing the recruiting. And since May, it's like really picked up.
Wow.
Really picked up. So now all of my energy goes to CreatorX.
Is there like a LTV play? Like, are people coming back doing multiple transactions, or is there?
We've had one company get 6 creators from us now.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's not only so. The things that have changed since we last talked. Companies are no longer just hiring short form creators in front of the camera. They're hiring editors. They're hiring long form creators. So we placed YouTubers within companies. The budgets for these brands before were like, we want to pay somebody $3K a month. We have companies coming to us paying people $12K a month. So we had a company come to us wanting to pay $155,000 salary. So it's just like, it's increasing more and more.
Yeah.
We have agencies coming to us now saying, hey, we run the accounts of X, Y, and Z. We have 30 different brands that we need creators for, and we don't know how to find creators or what to even look for in creators. We just know we need them. So we're like becoming external recruiters.
For agencies.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
How are creators coming to you? Are you sourcing creators?
So that was like a big change for us. So everything was coming through our database before. It was like only creators in our database. And at some point last year, not even through the same job, like a company asked for us to find creators for, Damien, what was it that we were asked for? How we started doing
manual outreach.
Yeah.
We had searched for a Unilever brand, Smarty Pants vitamins. We're like this in between if we want a mom creator, but they need to be like a registered dietitian. So just a very niche search, but it opened my eyes of like, yeah, I can find it. And the quality of talent was just actively performing today. So we were like, why don't we do this for every search and do manual outreach, because you're going to get the most legit talent today. And it's been up from there.
What's your process for the search? So you get this ultra niche.
So let me say this. Damien runs the whole service now. Damien is an absolute weapon, and he runs the entire service. I look at it like a restaurant manager. He's like going and looking at our back of house. Like what are the creators that we have? Who are the cooks in the kitchen? And do we have what it takes to cook this meal? And if not, how do we go and find more of those cooks? And then he's like sitting with the brands and being like, what are you guys looking for? Here's what we have. Yes, we can go find it. And a big portion of it now is manual outreach. So it's not coming through our database, which has opened us up to finding unbelievable talent anywhere in the world. Because it's not, they need to be in our database today. It's, if they're not in it, we can go and find them and like talk to them, have them join, onboard them. And so it's like all of the talent that we're finding now is not like, Before it was like, hey, we found you a list of 20 creators. Some of them are popping right now. Some of them were popping 6 months ago, 12 months ago, but they're in our database and they've been vetted by us at one point. Now it's like everybody we're sending is actively popping. Everyone we're sending to you is currently relevant and is getting the platform and knows what to do in this moment. So it's just like the quality has gone from here to here with brands.
The pool of talent is just open to these creators didn't know this was like a role. Like, what do you mean I can go create for Jay Shetty or we're not literally strangers and I make 10 videos a month for $7,000. So they just didn't know these opportunities existed. So it's half of the work is just telling the creators of like, hey, this is an opportunity if you're interested. And then the second half of it is like really extracting from the brands of what are you really looking for? Like we're gonna do this search and we're gonna bring in the best talent regardless. But if you're in the back of your mind, you want 5 cinematic filmmakers, you want 5 mom creators. So it's really like extracting of tell us what you really want so we can find exactly that.
Are there tools that you guys use to help find these people?
It's all manual. It's all very
Keywords, hashtags.
Keywords and hashtags.
Comment sections, keywords,
What do you mean
hashtags,
comment?
Facebook groups.
How do you use comment sections?
Like mom creators. Like if we're looking for a mom creator, I'll find mom creators that have traction, whether they just did a Huggies campaign, whatever they did, but their comments is 500 comments of other mom creators saying, love this.
Wow.
It's very boring, very handheld, monotonous, and we don't use. There's zero tech other than like where our database is housed. So there's no like. It's like you need
DMs in the platform.
DMs in the platform. And
DMs in the platform, emails
From your account, from
both of ours.
both.
from both of your personal accounts.
And these creators, in one message, I've gotten so confident to where I can explain in one sentence what the role is, what the pay is, so that they're not like, oh, it's just another opportunity. They're like, wait, $7,000. And then I link the job description. Hey, if it looks interesting, let me know. And then
And you guys house the job description, or the client houses the job
house
We
description?
do.
It's genius.
But now,
So everything's floating through you.
everything. Well, so we had this conversation before of like, we had people come to us and be like, I want to invest and I want to turn this into a tech platform that's automated, that is open, where it's kind of like Indeed or Upwork.
Yep.
Both sides can see each other.
Yep.
You can have 1 million brands doing this, 1 million creators in it. And when we started going and talking to brands, being like, would you want something like this? Everyone was like, no.
Yeah.
We want you guys to do it. We don't know what to look for. If we had millions of creators, it would be another job for us
Yep.
to manage. So like
Much
the
rather
thing
than-
that you guys do that we love is that you do it.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, let's not actually build that, and like our bread and butter is we are specialized in this, so we're the concierge and we're actually holding their hand. We're holding the hand of the creator, we're holding the hand of the brand. We do the full thing. We onboard them within the company. Yeah. And now we have creators. So because we don't represent creators too, but now we have creators that we'll go to. They'll be really interested. They'll be like, I do have a manager. We'll meet the manager. The manager will be like, I have 50 other creators that are legit, that are like this. Can you find all of them work? Because it's really good for the manager too. Manager still takes a cut.
Yep.
We don't manage anything.
Yep.
And now all these management firms are coming to us being like, hey, take my roster.
Yeah.
Take my roster. So yeah.
What about TikTok Shop?
It's something that we
how's
so
that
we
playing
brands. This is another update. So we don't just give one creator and they pay for one creator. We give a list of 20. Brands have access to hire all 20 for whatever they want for price of one. So there's no like. So brands come to us. We've vetted these 20 people. We're like, hey, we know you want to find one bullseye, but like just so you know, there's 19 others. If you want to use 5 of them for TikTok Shop, 3 of them as influencers, 6 of them for ads, and just this one person as your personality, you still pay us for just the one person as your personality. So brands are literally building like a content army through this list and saying to TikTok Shop, we do have brands that come and are like, okay, we're going to use one person that's like our personality, but we're going to use the rest of them for TikTok Shop. Affiliates ran through their account, not the brand account. Now, if we start a job with a brand, we have a 90% success rate.
That you find at least one that they end up hiring.
And what's cool is seeing brands come back. We're not really strangers, just come back for the 3rd time. Jay Shetty, we did a search for free and they came back 2 months later saying, hey, we want to pay for another. So it's just cool to see these brands.
Now we have brands that are like, what would it look like to actually just have you guys as a retainer for like finding us continuous talent? Because we're looking at this department as like continuing to staff it. So like we just want you guys to be always looking for us and like keeping us fresh with new people. So, yeah.
Yeah, thesis. So the thesis, we're looking for whitelisting partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically people who will make ad creative, 1 to 2 pieces a month, and then we can just run those ads through their whitelisting on Meta.
I mean, we could definitely help you. We could
Yeah.
definitely find people. How are you guys going about the creative for organic and for other paid shit?
The organic stuff, it just doesn't move the needle for us. We've found a lot of success recently in making founder ads. Founder ads that are starting, and then we're also relatively good at figuring out ways to explain the science behind something in a very simple and palatable way. We're finding that people do want a little bit more of the science side. I blame Huberman for kind of opening people's minds to like the mechanisms, because for a long time, 2020, 2021, probably most of 2022, if you got at all into the science of how your thing works, like people were turning off immediately. And now people are really craving the like, tell me what's really going on in my body and why this works.
Got it.
But in a way that's like, so that like a 5th grader can comprehend.
Got it.
And so we are good at that.
Yeah.
Making it really fun.
I'm curious. What are you seeing right now in the world of advertising? Like, what types of ads are working the best?
Dude, most of these big accounts are 50% static, if not more. So
That's
a
interesting.
lot of statics.
Wow.
Like some of the biggest, like for a while, everyone was coming to us being like, oh, we can make statics. You guys, really, I just want you to focus on video. We have clients coming to us now being like, we have a full team making statics. We want you to be making statics. Just figure out, they're just converting right now. And a lot of it is really compelling headlines. Like just like copywriting.
Yeah.
Feels like it's a real person's voice.
Yeah.
The text blocks, if you've seen it, just like TikTok native content, just like a big text block, people will sit and read it. You put like a viral sound behind it.
Oh yeah.
And you tell like a 3 to 4 sentence story. They work really, really well. What else is working? Dude, AI images.
Wow.
Dude, I will spend hours and tens of thousands of dollars doing shoots, and then I'll sit there with Midjourney and I'll just make the most ridiculous image, and I'll write a dope headline. It'll take me an hour and a half. I'll do all the editing myself and send it to a client. A week later, they're like, holy shit, how did you fucking cut our CACs in half?
No way.
AI images. And almost every client, if you look at every client that I've worked with in the past year, if you look at the top 3 ads that we've made for them, and top 3 in terms of like the most spend that our ads have gotten, every single client, at least one of them, is an image that I made on Midjourney.
Wow.
Damn. That's interesting.
Faceless. I'd love to say like it's not like I'd love to say like these faceless videos, like you've seen these, right? These beautifully edited faceless videos using super compelling, a mixture between like found B-roll but a lot of AI B-roll, and like with like these beautiful text overlays. Not working quite as much.
That makes sense because everyone's doing it.
Yeah, we're hit and miss. We've definitely brought in some more higher production stuff, like started using DSLRs again, and that when matched with a credible figure, whether a recognizable face, the founder, or a doctor, using a DSLR will work. If it's a face that's just entertaining but not recognizable or not highly credible, and a DSLR doesn't work. You need to have them with their phone sitting on a table, like very raw.
So interesting.
4 reasons why still crushes. Here's
Four reasons why.
the 4, like all the shit that you know is a fucking ad.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 reasons why. Here are the two ad types that are working really well, or the 3 ad types that are working really well. The fake podcasts,
Yeah.
or podcast types, they're still working. The TikTok reply bubble.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok reply with really aggressive comments like fucks and shits and these guys are crooks and this is complete snake oil, like shit like that. And then the creator's like, not exactly. Here's why it's so great.
Oh, with using that comment of like these guys are snake oil and replying to that.
Yeah, totally.
Huh.
Like I'm writing a reply ad right now, and the comments that I am writing for this ad are so aggressive. They're so aggressive. But that's what's gonna get someone to be like to listen.
Yeah.
And then the creator we've tested it where the comment is up there and the creator just starts talking, and we've tested it where the comment is up there, says the comment,
mm-hmm.
and unequivocally, if you say you want them to read the comment in the hook.
Mm-hmm. Like,
so
these guys are fucking crooks. Well, let me actually tell you, no, they're not. This is why.
But yeah. So, and then obviously the problem solution. The other thing that we have cracked, a really beautiful insight that I think has really worked across a lot of ads is, if you're going to talk about the science and really get into the science of something, explain why something works. If you talk about the science of the problem versus the science of the solution, it'll convert better. Talking about the science of the problem and then giving a very simple, a little bit less in-depth scientific explanation of the solution. What we have found is that if you get too much into why the widget works, it feels braggadocious. But you can go pretty deep on the science of the problem, and people are willing to absorb it. But as soon as you start getting really intricate into how the thing works and why it's so great and all the things that our scientists did to make the solution, you lose people. So leaning heavy into the science of the problem. So why do you get distracted? Why are medications not, what's wrong with the medications scientifically? Why? What studies have shown?
That makes sense to me, thinking about why do you get distracted, somebody talking about why you get distracted versus why this product helps you not get distracted.
Totally.
I feel like I just talked directly to the person like, oh shit, I do feel that, versus like, I would love to feel that way, but I don't know how I get there.
Totally.
Wow, really cool.
So podcast stuff, reply bubble stuff, and
problem solution.
The problem solution, but talking about the science of the problem versus the science of the solution.
What do you feel like right now? How are brands that you know breaking through? Like, what gets a newer brand right now to break through? What is the focus for most people that is having success? Having success.
So one, going back to that problem thing, I think that the newer brands that are really good at articulating what's wrong and the problem that they're solving, not necessarily that, and with like deep compassion and understanding of the end user. Like I see it over and over and over again. The founders that are the consumers of their product do have a little bit of a advantage and do get there a little bit quicker. And the reason I think that is because they just have a deep compassion for the end user. And they're able to articulate the problem in a really upfront way. And I think like that's just the quickest way to hack some of these like cognitive biases we have in this like CPG kind of like wellness world. What you're really optimizing for is credibility. It's really what you want. Like, why do we want to work with celebrities? Why do we want to work with famous doctors? Why do we want to? It's because you're trying to get credible as fast as possible. And so the faster you can get to a credible state, the quicker someone will listen to your recommendation. And if you don't have a celebrity or you don't have a doctor and you're in wellness, the fastest way to get to credibility is to be able to articulate the problem so well that someone looks through their phone and is like, oh, this motherfucker gets me. This motherfucker has been through these problems. They understand me. If they're on here talking about this, they must have done all the research to figure out exactly how to do it.
I mean, you guys know this better than anyone, but they all require true world-class expertise and execution, whether it's email. Like, if you want to be a really good email marketer, you need to be world-class at it. You can't just pick this stuff up. It takes. And so the founders that are like, I'm going to focus on one thing at a time, get really good at it, go deep into it, and hopefully they'll do enough research where they'll talk to people that are 12 to 18 months ahead of them and be like, hey, your product is so similar to me. Like, what was your channel that had the most leverage, and then use that's basically what we did with Thesis. Is I just went to a founder that had a very similar subscription business that was 100% D2C, that was using Shopify, that had a similar price point per month to us, and I was like, what's your highest leverage channel? And they were like, Facebook ads. And I was like, okay, so that's just what we're gonna do until we're world class at it. And from the day of that meeting, it was with Hubble Contacts. I don't know if you remember them. They're New York-based monthly contact business. From the day of that meeting until now, our revenue just has done this over the past 4 years.
Wow.
And it was just because so I see founders who are like, we need to do everything, and they basically similar to what you were experiencing is they feel like they're a half inch deep in everything. I'm doing, brand marketing, and I'm doing performance marketing, I'm doing email, and I'm doing social, and I'm doing PR, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And it feels good because technically they are throwing a bunch of shit against the wall to see what sticks, but none of the shit is formed in a way that it even has a chance to stick. Unless you are on your second or third business and you already know how to do all these things, you need to pick one.
Who is this a call with?
This is an investment firm, early stage companies. It just got an intro from a friend, but I'm gonna talk to them about what we do.
Gotcha.
Because they invest in a lot of companies that might need creators.
Hey guys, sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. How are you?
No worries at all. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey Damien, how are you?
What's up, man? Nice to see you.
Yeah, same here.
So I started doing fitness and wellness content, and then got into really just became obsessed with social media, and started consulting for brands on organic social media. So majority of the brands that I consulted on were CPG companies. The first one was Poppy. So went in and taught Poppy how to do TikTok, how to work with creators, literally sat with the founder, writing out scripts for her, and really just teaching her the world of social. And through that started an agency, so an organic social consulting agency. So that was the first thing that we did. And then from sitting with so many brands, started realizing, wait, a lot of these companies have ideas, but they don't have people to make the content. So somebody on the team that actually can go and film things and do it with the potential of getting traction. So what I started was a recruiting firm. But what we think is it's a really smart investment, because when brands right now are doing influencer marketing, so they're going and spending money for creators to post on the creator account versus on the brand account, it's way more expensive than hiring a creator to post on your brand account that you own, that you're building your actual brand with, that people go and follow your channel, versus if you do an influencer post and you pay them $5,000 and they have an audience, you're leveraging their audience, but it's going to live on their account. So you're building their personal brand in tandem with your company, but much less so your owned channel.
Right. Well, and I'm sorry, just so I fully understand that distinction, you would be, I get the benefit of posting on your account, as in you own that material and all that. But when brands hire an influencer to post on their account, you don't own that content. But there are all the benefits of obviously getting access to the community, and hopefully they become customers and you have a high LTV,
Yes.
associated with those customers. Yeah.
For sure.
But are you implying that brands will hire a content creator to create content as part of an arrangement with another creator or an influencer, as opposed to that influencer creating their own content to promote your brand on your behalf for a fee?
The brand would be hiring an influencer to create content for the brand account rather than for the influencer's own account. So like
Okay.
what's pretty commonplace right now is for brands to be like, okay, we need influencers. Let's go find people that have audiences that are like ours, pay them for a post, and have them post to their account. But that's expensive. And so you're going to end up spending way more doing that. You do get the benefits of it. So I do think that it's a good play, but it's much more effective to hire somebody that has done it before, like an influencer, to come and do it for your account, because it can be
Right.
much cheaper with a higher volume of videos, and you're building your own channel alongside
Yeah.
you doing influencer where you're leveraging their audience.
And then how long does it typically take you to kind of play matchmaker?
Between 4 to 6 weeks. From the moment that we start to the moment that they actually onboard them. It's typically around
Okay.
4 to 6 weeks.
And are you saying you still do advising as well? So if a brand
Yeah,
wants to learn how to do this on their own, that you guys do that too?
correct. Dependent on what they're looking for, like the main things that we're consulting on is influencer marketing. So if a brand is like, hey, we actually just really want to understand creators more, who is our demo, where are they living, platforms, what platform are they actually on, how do we get in front of
Yeah.
them, we can consult on that. And then the second thing is like if they do have a creator on their team, we can oversee that creator and like how the creator is performing. Or like I was just mentioning, if we place a creator with them, sometimes the brand will keep us on to actually oversee that creator that's now on their
Right.
team. What are you looking for in brands that you have interest in investing in? What's the kind of key identifiers for you?
So for me, I kind of gravitate a little bit more to food and bev. One, it's something I know best. And two, it has my favorite consumer behavior, which is they're consuming that product on a regular basis. And so first and foremost, I'm looking for that kind of consumption habit. I'm looking for founders who bring some unfair advantage to the table. In Jared's case, that was
Yeah.
Amanda, but also kind of an unstoppable energy. I mean, just the guy doesn't take no and
True.
just keeps going. And so that kind of passion and drive is really important to me. We look for brands that are disruptive. So where they're disrupting a bigger market with an entrenched incumbent that has kind of fallen asleep at the wheel. And there's either an opportunity to speak to a new audience like Gen Z, have just a better mousetrap, better and more impactful branding that, is really resonating with people. Brand is really, really important. I mean, obviously everyone can point to a liquid death, but
Yep.
it's a great example of where they're just taking a commodity product like water and making it cool again in spaces where it wasn't cool to have water, but, they didn't reinvent, the product at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're having lots of conversations, particularly with early stage. So really good for us to keep you in mind.
That'd be great. And I think we can be a really, nice add-on to their cap table because both my partner and I have run multiple brands and exited them and scaled them. And so we know what it's like to be in our founder's shoes.
All right, Josh,
Yeah.
great meeting you. I'm glad we got to do this. We will definitely keep in touch. What we'll do is we'll actually send you over just like a simple sheet of what we do,
That'd be great.
just so you can actually look through it a little bit more. And if any of your brands or anybody that you chat with ever has any help needed with content, would love for you to look to us, and would love to send you
Awesome.
some of the people that we talked to that might fit your portfolio.
That would be great. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Guys,
Great meeting
great
you.
talking to you.
Bye.
Yep,
Thanks,
same
Josh.
here. Okay.
Venture capital is one that I really want to go spend more time in. Like people that are investing and have like portfolios of brands because they know that their brands need things like content. And so I'm trying to get more partnerships with things like that. It literally is just following the conversation of being like, who's the person that's deciding these? Like if I talk to the brand and the brand is like not the decision maker and it's like, oh, we actually run our content through an agency, then it's like we gotta talk to the agency. And if it's like we're the brand, but we actually really listen to, like, some founders, they like you're like you're not outsourcing, but you're like looking for guidance from different people. So if your investor is the person that you're looking to guidance for guidance, especially on content, then we need to go to that investor, because that person's the one dictating all of these brands with their content. So we did that with a brand called Kavu. They're like an investment firm. They made a bunch of intros to us because they did Poppy. Yeah. And so they were like, yeah, anybody else that needs it, we're going to make intros to. So now it's like, can we go to other ones that also have like their own portfolio and just like get them really interested, so they just start making intros. Let's go, dude. I think that's a cool route for us to start doing, finding more people like that. VCs. It's like if your investor calls you and says, yo, you guys need to be doing content, or usually it's like the founder knows that they need to be doing content, but they're looking for ways to do it, and so the investor calling them being like, I know a perfect way for you guys to be able to crush content. You guys need to talk to CreatorX. That's a very, very, that's not a cold lead. That's like as hot as of a lead as it gets. Damien and I are about to go on a walk and talk about different operations updates. One of the things that we're working on right now is trying to help brands meet them where they're at with payment structure. So we have one model that we basically run with every time, but there is brands that are like, is there wiggle room here? Can we switch this up to meet our needs? And that's something that we try to accommodate. So Damien and I are just walking and seeing what are some other options that can help brands get in the door. How are we looking at the brands and seeing the ones that we actually want to get on a call with, rather than every single one of them getting on a call with?
I think me looking at the intake form, I already can tell if the brands probably have the budget, or if they don't even have an Instagram yet, it's probably too early. But I think there is some of those brands where we know they're not a right fit now, but I don't think it hurts for me to hop on a call and just say what up, tell them what we do, and maybe they intro us to another 5 different brands. So this round of intros from Ashwin,
love it,
just
agreed.
them being a little more qualified, I wanted to get on calls with all of them. But of the 20, I think we've talked to 5 of them. Maybe 1 or 2 have like legit interest to start now.
What else?
So going back to that conversation of what is our offering to a brand like that, where they might not have the capital to spend, but like what is the way we work with them? And I think it's what we've talked about before. It's an easier approachable number of, hey, if you want this list of 20, they pay as long as they work with the creator till they cover what the annual fee would be.
Yeah.
But my question is, what's the upside for us there? Like if we're gonna let them go on this payment plan and they're paying it off over time, what is the like upside or incentive? Like would we want to charge a higher percentage, or do we not care?
Really the only thing is to me right now would be, we're not losing the contract completely. Yeah. Because they are saying it's an easy yes. But I think there's like that route where it's like, it's not higher, but that literally is just a payment plan. Yeah. They're paying us plus paying the creator, but it goes through us rather than separate to the creator, and they don't actually own the creator. They're paying us to test out the creator each month, and then when they want to hire the creator, they pay the full price.
I can see that working. I want to like sit and look at both of them of like what makes more sense for us. But it's interesting. We're trying to think of what brands would say yes to more, like what's more valuable to them.
What up?
Oh, it's JT. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Tell me what's up, what's new?
Okay, so quick overview. There's a few things. We are ramping up our creator influencer partnerships, just like the creator aspect of things. Then we're also going to be onboarding more creators and people in the space to be part of Superpower. And I'm going to walk you through our platform just so you have an idea of who we are and see if you think of people. And so, yeah, we're looking for different people to connect with and obviously bring you on board and be part of it rather than just saying, hey, like connect us. It's like what makes sense for both of us and how can we make it work. So yeah, it doesn't make sense for me to show you the platform just so you get a big picture.
Yeah, sick. Very excited.
The services are, number one, the ideal, you get options to either go to a lab and do the blood test, but ideally for the Superpower experience, we come to your home. So you get to choose. Some people don't want to do it at home, but you get to choose and we'll come to your home. You get the blood test and then you get the continuous consultations with your Superpower team, which is personalized. Everybody gets their own team, and then 24/7 concierge.
In terms of creators, what can we help with?
Bringing creators into a pipeline that trust you, that you guys have a network with, and obviously, like, how can we compensate that, and how can we just have that on an ongoing basis? We've gotten really creative through different people that we've met. Whether it's something that is also part of the CreatorX program, and then they get onboarded onto Superpower. Recently, we partnered with Carrot. You probably know Carrot for creators, where it is now going to be part of their onboarding. They get access to Superpower. So different ways in order for kind of like our worlds to come together. And I'll send you a deck. I can send you a deck. I can send you a quick demo after this so you guys can think about it. Let me know, because we're getting really creative with things. So there isn't like a one straight.
How are you guys going about it? Totally hear you. Happy to help. How are you guys going about content and making content?
In-house, we're getting the team is literally creating content right now.
Okay, cool. So right now you have a team in-house right now.
What was that?
You have a team in-house right now.
Yeah, no, like we're getting creative. We want to get there. We want to bring in creator. We want to get an in-house creator. Not a priority. I think having those creator partnerships and bringing creators is a priority. Later on, bringing the creator. Because right now we're just doing it in-house. It's not ideal, but just getting really scrappy at the office.
Cool. So right now, creators would be used for more like, can you send people to events, or can you introduce us to people that also would have an interest in being partners, influencers, talent, things like that?
Yes. We would onboard them to Superpower, complimentary. And then the goal is for them to actually enjoy the experience. And then from there, we are raising a Series A and it's looking really exciting. So we will have that marketing budget to actually do influencer collaborations, and say, honestly, at the beginning right now, everybody, even my co-students, CBOs, they're just getting onboarded because they want to see their data and they're excited. They like the team. But eventually, as we grow, we're going to say, all right, like, let's do this type of collaborations. But right now, we're just building out that community of partners. Amazing. Thank you both. I will send over details. Feel free to get back to me with any questions. But I'm excited. And regardless, hopefully, like, you guys will come to the house and meet the team too in LA.
Yeah, you got to tell us the dates when it's happening.
And we're hopefully going to launch it and we're going to open it on the 14th for Valentine's Day, but we're going to start putting it together. One of our creators, Keo Sir, he lives in LA, who's going to come help us build it out, and probably launching end of February to make sure it looks nice. So yeah, it's going to be in Venice.
Oh, cool. We'll definitely swing by. We're in Venice.
Okay, epic. No, exactly. I knew I had to reach out to you guys. That's the goal. It's like, let's combine our world.
Very cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, great getting to chat again. Congrats on all of this. Looks really cool. Send us as much info as you can, and then we can talk again soon.
Amazing. Thank you both. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.